Hi and welcome back. I'm Darryl and welcome to McCullagh Therapy and welcome to another bite-size. Where I serve up bite-sized portions of inspiration, knowledge, insight. And in this episode I'm going to be looking at hypnotherapy for self-sabotage. In wartime, a saboteur was someone who damaged enemy equipment, but they slashed the tires, they damaged the machinery. There was often an element of stealth and secrecy to the way the sabotage is conducted. So if someone sabotages like a political campaign, for example, the identity of the saboteur might go completely undetected. So what do we mean when we talk about sabotaging ourselves? Does it really mean that there's some mysterious, negative, subconscious part of us that wants to fail at what we do? Or is there a simpler, more straightforward psychological principle at work here? A simple, practical explanation for self-sabotage is that it's a natural result of what happens when someone is conflicted, about a particular goal because of a secret or an unknown fear that they have about some aspect of that goal. So, an example would be, a person may want to be in a romantic relationship, but subconsciously believe they're unworthy of love. So they start that relationship, and then when the other person starts to really care about them, they begin to push that person away, perhaps by starting arguments or not returning phone calls, because they feel they're uncomfortable with the reality of being loved or cared about. Another example is a student who is scared that maybe they're not as talented or as, intellectual as everybody else in their class. They may start to deliberately fail to study, the late submissions of their assignments, be half-hearted about their academic work. And that way, if they do get poor marks, they can preserve that self-esteem by telling themselves that they weren't really trying on that test or assignment. In other words, there's almost like a psychological payoff, a secondary gain to their sloppy, half-hearted study habits. It allows them to still believe that they're talented despite the average or poor grades that they're receiving. And another example would be, there's some people that spend years and years and years, absolutely forever, preparing to start their own business. They go on courses, maybe they hire people like web designers, managers, whatever it might be, having business cards made, but they endlessly postpone the moment that they actually start the business. And again, there's no real mystery about why they're doing this. They're simply scared that their cherished dream, which they've maybe been fantasizing for years and years, won't work for them in reality. So it feels easier and preferable for them to cling on to their dreams a bit longer by doing a bit more preparing, a bit more planning, and then a bit more preparing, and a bit more planning still. And then who knows, they might do a bit more preparing and planning, and so on and so on and so on, rather than face the fear of actually starting the new business properly. Now, the fact that you're actually listening to this podcast probably suggests that there's an area of your life where you have a specific fear that's making you feel conflicted about giving that goal your all and really going for it. Whether it's to do with work, money, dieting, fitness, relationships, or whatever it might be, it's likely that it's something about that topic, that area of your life where you're scared of a particular outcome. Perhaps you're scared that you won't succeed, things won't work out. Perhaps you're scared of what it would be like if you did succeed in that area, and how that would go against some long-standing beliefs that you've held about yourself. But at some level of your mind, you've been dragging your feet, avoiding succeeding in an area of your life because of an inner conflict, a private fear that you've been avoiding facing. By addressing the subconscious limiting beliefs that you may hold about yourself and your life, therapeutic hypnosis is going to help you effectively resolve this inner conflict, so that you can calmly, gradually and confidently move forward in this area of your life. When you're supported with hypnotherapy, you learn all about your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and even your superconscious mind. You're going to learn a vast array of techniques for transforming those outdated programming which no longer serves you. With hypnotherapy, you're going to learn to open your heart, clear out that old emotional blocks and baggage, change your negative thoughts about yourself. Be your own inner best friend. Set those goals, move on with your life. It could be said that you cannot sabotage yourself if you've no goals or ambitions, yet everybody wants to be happy, everybody wants to be successful, and hypnotherapy support will give you the skills to just do that. Thank you for listening. If you feel that hypnotherapies may help you with your own self-sabotage, remember to do a good search. There's many registers around many countries that will have lists of qualified, insured therapists that can help you. Pick the right one for you. Interview them. They're going to be testing you, so you test them too. Make sure you get the right one. So thank you for listening to me. If you want to contact me, you can find my details below this podcast. Why not buy me a coffee to ensure that these podcasts will remain free of any adverts? Thank you. Have a great week. Bye bye.